Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. And we probably had one of the best games of the season today. High scoring thriller, emotional roller coaster. I have with me Punter. Punter, man, what a game. Rajasthan hanging on in the end, winning by 7 runs. But it could have gone either way till the last wicket was taken. And yeah, credit to Rajasthan. They had 100 and a fifer and a hat trick, and they almost lost the game.
Absolutely. The orange cap holder had to make the century. The purple cap holder had to take a fifer and a hat trick. And such a close game. I wish it had gone for a super over. It would have been one crazy game,
Yeah.
but it was a crazy game nevertheless. Amazing batting by Umesh Yadav in the end as well. He gave that hopes to take away the game from our mouth. But yes, what a day of cricket.
100%. I think from the start, Butler's innings, he set it up. A wonderful knock by him. And the way KKR batted, let's go with the second innings first. I mean, the way KKR batted, I think Iyer was really good. But Finch, man, I think one of the best innings I've seen Finch play maybe in 6 years, 7 years, Australia included. It's been a while since I've seen Finch play like this.
Absolutely. No, I saw Finch now and then performing for Australia, but yes, in IPL, I think so. He's playing after a knock against with Gujarat Lions when he was in Gujarat Lions. I think so. After
Yeah.
that, I have seen him play that well today. He was struggling in the start, but I like the way that he was standing way outside the crease for Bolt.
Yeah.
He just nullified the swing what Bolt usually gets in the starting overs, and that was amazing. He got the run out in the very first ball of Sunil Narayan. I think so that also put that pressure on him to perform, and he came out well. But yes, again, you saw Iyer complimenting shot to shot with Finch in the start. They were going almost at the same net run rate, and then Finch getting out at a crucial time. I feel if he would have stayed for a bit longer, it would have been a very good contest.
But I think that innings actually helped KKR get that close. Without that innings, they wouldn't have got that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because
If you
if
see,
it wasn't for the hat trick, KKR would have won the game.
yo, like
You were bowling
I
three
don't
dot
know
balls.
how he managed to get that hat
You're
trick
bowling
in that
three
over.
dot balls, and you're picking out the wickets as well. Like the batsmen are going and coming. So like it's
Absolutely.
you're putting extra pressure in. So imagine those three dot balls. Even if they work for singles, KKR would have cruised to victory, and the only reason they would have cruised is because of Finch. But again, in a high chase, you have the opposite side of thing, right? When you go too hard, you lose wickets as well. But if they were conservative, they might have not got this close either. So it's a double-edged sword. But I think Finch got them that platform, and I felt Shreyas Iyer as well batted beautifully today. Wasn't tested maybe as much with the short ball, but he still played really well. And in Indian pitches, he's going to have these kind of games where he can showcase his talent, and he was really good today.
Absolutely. The only thing I felt that the bowlers were trying to bowl short to him, but not more towards his body, but away from him. We saw him backing up and giving those shots over point. In fact,
Yeah.
he hit two sixes at point for on shot deliveries. So like if you are going for a plan against Shreyas to bowl short, but it has to be in his body. If it's not going in his body, he still can manage things out with it.
Yeah, 100%. And just a word on Obed McCoy for keeping his calm in that last over. Did really well. There were some eyebrows raised when he was playing because, like, they do already have a good bowling lineup, but he did his part and bowled really well.
Yeah, what a change for Vander Roosen. And I was like, this guy, even Samson mentioned in the post match ceremony that he shows that he's pretty calm and composed. I never talks much, so I didn't know what's going on in his mind. That was something funny and risky for a captain, but he trusted his bowler and he performed well.
Yeah, it's good to see Sanju Samson on the right result of a close game. We've seen in the recent,
Absolutely.
even last year, there's so many games they got close, but they lost. But it's good to see him get that. And there is still questions in his captaincy, his field placements, and everything. But two good things are: one is that he does, like he's more of that calm kind of guy. He's wicket keeping also, so he can understand the field placements, and everything. And second thing is he has the team. So
Yep.
sometimes you don't need moment of genius captain. Maybe just keep it simple at times, and
Yep.
he did that. The way he brought Chahal in today and the way Chahal delivered, that was the game changer.
Absolutely.
But still, Umesh Yadav kept the game alive, so it could have gone
Yeah.
either way, even, and that's why we're praising McCoy also, because without his contribution, Rajasthan, that hat trick could have gone to waste, maybe.
Absolutely, absolutely. Before you move forward, I have two incidents in the game which I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah,
The
yeah, sure.
first one, Samson dropping Ayer's catch.
Yeah,
Yeah, how crucial do you think that would have been if they would have lost the game? And the second one, Ayer's reaction to Venkatesh Iyer not taking that second run, and then next ball Venkatesh Iyer getting out, and then the same over Shreyas Iyer getting out, and then coming out, I saw him say something to McCullum regarding that run as well about Venkatesh Iyer. So, and his reaction as well. Spoken about Hardik's reaction. I
yeah.
want some inputs from you on Shreyas Iyer's reaction as well.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I'm not gonna. I might not have the same energy. The only reason is because when Hardik did it with Miller, I had the same reaction which I'm gonna have now. Is that he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have shouted at Venkatesh Iyer. Completely wrong with Hardik Pandya. But then he did it again and again. If Shreyas Iyer continues to do this, then we'll have to say more about it. But yes, if just look at it in isolation, you can't do that. You're in a pressure situation. You're a captain. I understand you have pressure. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that you're under pressure. It's fine. Like once you shout it, it's okay. But at the same time, in that situation, you should just focus on the game, ball by ball. And yeah, after that, things went kind of downhill for them. So yeah, sometimes you just have to. But it's hard, I guess, right, to
But do you
control
think there was a second run in that?
yourself. No, I don't like. You could have been, but like I think for him, if he thought it was pure frustration, maybe he just he just felt the pressure and did it. But with Hardik Pandya, I expected a bit more. With Shreyas Iyer, I didn't expect this, so it was kind of more surprising that he like lost it on a run. It's
Yeah,
okay, like you make it up. You're batting really well, and I think that distracted him, to be honest. So yeah, I agree with you. The point that you want to make, that I think I don't know if you want to make this point, but I agree that you have to keep your calm in these situations. You can't just
absolutely.
let it go.
Yeah, I feel that added pressure to Venkatesh also going on the next ball itself, and then
Yeah.
Shreyas, I think so. He lost
Your
that. He
What's your
lost
stance on
his.
it? Because at that time you were saying that like it's okay, like it's in the heat of the moment. So like,
Yeah.
what's your stance on it?
Yeah, but that's the whole thing, right? It can make a lot of difference in the game. Now, if he was calm, it was okay. If next over, first ball, Venkatesh would have given a single to him rather than going for that big shot. Because most of the time, a lefty would think, and knowing Chahal, they would know that he would bowl a googly to him rather than bowling a regular leg spin, because it's easy for them to sweep six it on
Hmm.
the cow corner. So, I felt they lost the plot over there. If only that calmness as a true captain would have come and shown during
Yeah.
that period, it might have been a different scenario for them.
Yeah, I think the pressure also got to him, and is a bit uncharacteristic from him. From Pandya, we've seen him
Absolutely.
do it like 3, 4 times, but from Shreyas it was uncharacteristic. So I agree with you. I think he should have kept his calm there, and especially with youngsters, with Pandya as well. I wasn't too concerned that he shouted at Shami. Shami can take it, right?
Yeah.
Like he's done it. He also shouts as a bowler. He'll also shout at fielders. He didn't when Hardik Pandya dropped his catch. He didn't shout, but we've seen
Yeah.
Shami lose his cool, whatever. He can take it, but when you do to a youngster, then it can affect the game. But it's
Absolutely.
a game of cricket, and then they're gonna have a drink together and chill and sort it out. It's not a big deal, but yeah, in pressure moments, sometimes it's just better to like say nothing than to say anything. And it was one run, so I don't see a big deal in that.
Yeah.
Uh,
And Samson's catch drop.
Sorry, yeah,
Samson's
Samsung's
catch.
catch drop. Yeah, in hindsight, it could have been the game changer and everything. And it's those one of those days. Like I've seen on a lot of occasions in the IPL that when a player does get a big score, like not 60, maybe 50% of the time they get dropped
Yeah.
on the way to 100. So you need a bit of luck here and there. But I think he dropped him on 60, 69, maybe 68, but it didn't cost too much, so it's okay. But yeah, we would have been talking about that catch all day if it went in the other
Yeah,
way.
we already spoke about Punt dropping DK the other
Yeah.
day.
That was a tougher catch, but this one
Yeah.
was you
This one
expect
was
Samson
really
to
good.
take this, yeah. And in that again, it goes to show pressure, right? He's under pressure and everything. You see today both captains make mistakes. Should I say it was more about temper, and Samson was more about skill. But
Yeah.
this is what captaincy does to you. And IPL is a pressure cooker. You have pressure from the owners, from franchise, from fans, and everything. It's not as simple as it looks like from the outside.
Yeah. Talk
Today,
about the ball by Ashwin to Russell.
oh, beauty, man. Beauty. That was amazing, and really happy for him there, because Ashwin needed that. He was kind of becoming the weak link in that bowling attack, but he picked up the main wicket of Russell. If Russell batted 10 balls, this game would have finished with 4 overs to spare. The way
Yeah, absolutely.
like 10-20 deliveries, he would have finished it off. So I think again, even if Russell didn't finish it, whatever contribution that he would have made, it would have added to the score. It would have cut that run rate, and Ashwin got him out early, and credit to him there.
Yeah.
But yeah, and just to end it off, Butler, man, 100 runs of 61, another 100 in the IPL. He's becoming really consistent now. He's at the peak of his career. What, he's 31, I think, and he's really showing why Rajasthan invested in him and why we always talk about him. For us, it was, for me, like skill wise, talent wise, range. Butler is outstanding, but this season he's
Absolutely.
showing consistency.
Absolutely. The way he's batting today, if you see, he knew that there is pace in this pitch. He did not go for the scoop shots. Today he played absolutely straight with straight back. He didn't try any different shots. He was playing as per the ball. Uh, Only hand and eye coordination. Such amazing hand eye coordination. We saw Varun Chakravarti's first over. The six he hit him straight down the ground. Mind blowing. I have seen very few players do that, and Butler is highly rated for me. Like
Short
top
arm
he's
jab.
up there.
Straight. The
Yeah,
jab, that was insane, man. Even me, I unbelievable the way he's batting right now. Deservedly the orange cap, and when he's in this, when he's shows this kind of consistency, then he'll win you games, because like we said, his short range is unbelievable, right? It's
true.
next to none. Only I think Dinesh Karthik is getting close to that short range in terms of exploiting the field. He knows exactly how to toy with the field, and um, yeah, it's been an outstanding season. It's really good to see him really come to the fore now, and it's good for England as well going into that World Cup. If you have Josh Butler in this kind of form, then he can win you games,
Absolutely.
because him and Chahal, without their contributions, this game would have been different. But the big players are stepping up, and also I think Rajasthan this season have that bowling to back up. If this was maybe last year's Rajasthan, they might have lost this game a bit more easier. Like it wouldn't have gone this. They might have like lost it in the 17th over. They might not have had that death bowling. They didn't have a Chahal before. So I think that's giving Butler and Samson, these guys, confidence as well, that even if we don't perform, we have the bowlers to defend our score.
Absolutely, absolutely. Today we saw that Bolt went for plenty, but yes, we saw Prasid Krishna also bowl pretty well.
Yeah.
We saw Chahal bowl also very well. Then we saw Ashwin. Uh, the best was the opening stand with Butler and Particle. Particle stood by with Butler. Samson came in. Samson played his game as well. Unfortunate for Karuna, didn't have many balls to play. Even Ryan Parag went for his shots, hit one good boundary to Russell, but then couldn't do much about that. But yes, overall, a very strong team performance by RR, which is a very good sign for them.
Yeah.
Sangakara was talking about the team building and bonding is also really nice within the dressing room. So that's really good for them, and I think they are the contenders for me. They are playing pretty well, but the only concern again comes back is if Butler gets out early, who's the one to play a long innings? If someone can step into Butler's shoes and also perform the same way as Butler is doing,
Mm.
it will help the team build up more. The bowling, I'm not that worried about, but for batting, yes, we've seen Butler performing and getting those huge hundreds, but hardly seen any other batsman staying there for that long.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, even if he doesn't perform, if there's a tricky wicket and stuff, they still have like the bowlers to back them. Like, it's not like before where they need
Yeah,
to score 200 every game. Before, Rajasthan always had to score more than 200. Otherwise, it was very difficult for them to win games. But now, if you get like Hetmeyer's outstanding form, he's finishing off every single innings that he's getting an opportunity. Look again today, 200 strike rate, not out.
Yeah.
He's finishing off games. So maybe if he gets more deliveries when Butler fails, maybe he can score you that 80s and 90. We don't know. That's all unpredictable. But
Why I'm saying that is because of the GT game. We saw Butler and Hetmeyer perform, but
yeah.
none of the other people performed, because of which they lost the game.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, you can't always rely on one player to score you runs,
yeah,
but they do have options. And again, like you said, maybe like a Samson Particle, these guys have to step
they have
up.
to step up a bit.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, they do. I felt that Ashwin came a bit too early. Like they kind of their batting finishes very quickly. I feel that, like,
Yeah.
in terms of fully recognized batsmen, right? After Parag, you have Karun Nair. Then after that, it's Ashwin, and then the bowler. So yeah, even McCoy. Let's see if he can hit it around. I've seen him a
For me,
few.
all West Indies batsmen get hit.
Yeah, they can hit it around. But yeah, you're player of the game.
For the first time, I'll agree with the management and go with Chahal,
Yeah,
because it's very difficult to be hit for 17 to 20 runs in the first over, come
yeah,
back from there, change the game on his head by taking 4 wickets in an over, where they almost need like a runner ball, maybe like 19 of 12 or something like that, and then like we saw the plan from KKR not sending Cummins, so that they sent Shivam Mavi before Cummins, thinking that Shivam Mavi will play those 2 balls against Chahal. He
yeah,
had the license, he had the free hit.
yeah,
Unfortunately, got caught at the boundary. Cummins comes in, and first ball, he's just trying to block the ball because he doesn't want to do anything to this ball, and
yeah,
gets that edge. So it's something outstanding by the bowler, and hats off to him. He totally deserved the man of the match. I know people were saying if Butler wouldn't have scored those runs, then what was the use of Charles' wicket? But come on, everyone in the team. Don with the haircut is on.
Yeah, you haven't
we
seen
have
me in
a
a
very
couple of
late,
days.
we have a
Yeah.
very late Royal Rumble number 30 entrance.
Yeah, I didn't realize you guys. I didn't see the message earlier. My apologies.
No worries, man. Thanks for coming on. But yeah, Don was
Yes.
just talking about his player. Punter was talking about his player of the game was Chahal. Yeah, and the time where he bowled as well. To the death. It's easy for a spinner to get hit at that time, and he really
Yeah.
lives there.
I just have one comment to make. I don't know if you probably spoke about the match in length, I'm sure, because it's been a while. But I have one comment to make. There's a lot of stick that Sunrisers got for letting Rashid Khan go. I don't think that much stick. I don't think Bangalore got that much stick to let Chahal go. And he's the Indian. If Rashid is still the foreign player and everything, I cannot fathom. Yes, of course, there have been ups and downs in his career, but he is right now the best leg spinner India has, and to let him go. And then to pay 10.75 CR to get a Varundu Hasaranga, it just doesn't make sense. Yes, Varundu gives you a little bit more at the back, but I don't know. I just feel like that is something that doesn't sit well with me. I think the RC management have been doing a lot of things right in the past couple of years, but I think they missed a trick with this one.
Yeah, with Chahal, I think it's a bit different because Punter said that he was not offered, so that's strange. He should have been offered, so that's strange. With other players, like a Rashid, he wanted to go.
Yeah.
It's not in your control. Warner and Chahal are kind of different cases where you can blame the franchise.
Yeah.
The other ones, like Tripathi, he's gone to Sunrise. Why didn't KKR retrain him? This is all hindsight, right?
Yeah.
You couldn't write and tell me that Tripathi is going to score 70 of 27 or 30 against KKR.
Yeah. Of course. There's always going to be things.
You
But
called
I
it
think,
the Chahal situation and the Warner situation. It will be amplified because the management could have stopped it to a certain. That's what we believe.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Warner is doing well for Delhi now, and then Chahal is doing magnificently for Rajasthan. So it's in, and I'm surprised actually Chahal going for 6.5. I think could be the buy of the season.
Absolutely.
He's going. I think
I
he's.
totally agree with you.
Yeah,
That is a bargain, man. 6.5 for Chahal, and it's good
Even
to see.
6.5 for Warner is a bargain for me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but I think for Chahal, Indian player to
Chahal is an Indian player.
and then
He's like
17
Absolutely.
wickets already with
Yeah.
6 matches only. So he's on a roll right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like being hammered with why Chahal wasn't taken for T20 World Cup.
I think he's now pretty much a mainstay now. I think Rahul Chahar has fallen down the pecking order a little bit. and no Bishnoi, but too early in his career. But I think Chahal is definitely the mainstay. Some old folks coming back. I think Dinesh Karthik is making a case to at least make the squad, if not the first 11. So there are
Even
some,
Kuldeep.
Kuldeep also. Kuldeep's doing well. So Kuldeep also is in the reckoning at least. If not, the Australian pitches you might just go with one spinner. But I think at least making the squad is a possibility now for Kuldeep.
Yeah. Don, Punter's player of the match was Chahal. Who was yours?
Punter went with Chahal. That's a very obvious choice, Punter.
Shocking breaking news.
I was
no,
thinking
the
Sanju
reason-
Samson for the
No, the reason I went with him today, I actually, because everyone said to go with Butler, and I was so happy that the management gave Chahal the man of the match just because he was hit for 17 or 20 odd runs in his first over and coming back that strong.
yeah.
And that's what I was just telling Musti, that KKR even planned not to send Cummins up, send Shivam Mavi to go for those 2 free hits.
Yeah,
You have those 2 free hits. Don't let Cummins come in to face a ball against Chahal, and that would have actually changed the game. If Cummins would have come one ball later, it would have been a different scenario because Umesh and Cummins could have finished the game for them.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think Chahal, without a shadow of a doubt, even though Butler had a fantastic innings, I think the guy, Rajasthan, KKR were in the driver's seat for most of that game. In the chase, they were in the driver's seat, and then to change that around, and then because of his 5 wickets, they were able to change that. Even after that, it was a little bit tricky. So Obed McCoy to continue and to finish it off. Also, I have to give him his due credit.
Absolutely.
But I think Rajasthan is now the team to beat. I think this will take their confidence to another level. I think after coming back after that kind of a situation. And a lot to ponder for KKR now. Suddenly, I think the team that is now three losses in a row. We gave a lot of stick to Chennai and Mumbai when they lost 3 in a row. So now I think KKR is in that field, in that same zone now, unfortunately for them.
I like their style though. It's risky, high risk cricket, but it doesn't pay off all the time. But the way they crafted the chase today, it was almost perfect. It's just that they went that Chahal spell changed.
I think their bowling. I think their team composition was very good today. Finally, I think they figured that there was 1 or 2 small gaping holes at all times. We spoke about Rahane. I said Finch is not the answer, but Finch performed today, which is good.
You agree with I wanted to bring this topic up another day, but let's just discuss it very quickly because you're both here. Punter said that Cummins should be dropped off the record. He said that Cummins should be dropped for Sadi. Do you agree with that? For me, it's a valid point. I'm not trying to I'm not messing around with him or anything, but I just don't agree with that point because what Cummins brings you with the bat as well, with the ball, he's just a match winner. And if you look at the economy rates, Varun Chakravarti should be the first one going if it talks about economy rates.
I think Varun has had 1 or 2 bad games. Overall, he's been...
No, I don't want to kick him out either. I'm just saying, Cummins, I understand where Punter's coming from because Saudi was really good in the start and they were winning games and he was thing. But Cummins is a guy who will make up that economy with the strike rate.
But the problem I see, I still think if you give Cummins a couple more games before you make that call, but I still think that Cummins, with the talent that he has and with the mind that he has, it's surprising that he's not able to get his lengths right. You have to be a little bit better because the caliber of the bowler that Pat Cummins is, he's the test captain of Australian cricket team. He's a mainstay in the Australian bowling lineup. To not be able to get your lines and lengths right, 1 or 2 games you take time to settle and everything. But at some point, you're a prime time bowler. You're in the top 10 bowlers in the world right now. You got to get your lengths better. Give him a couple more games. If it doesn't work out, you have a talisman in Sadi just sitting on the fence. So definitely give him. You have to be ruthless. When you want to win games, you have to be ruthless. I think Cummins is probably on the last leash at this point in time.
Wow.
Give him a couple more games.
I know you and Punter where you're coming from, in terms of he's getting hit, his economy is high, but it's a high scoring game as well. So that's why I understand you want him to be like Bumrah, the Bumrah of your team, or
if a Shivam, I don't honestly want him to be like Bumrah. Bumrah will give you 4 overs, 24 runs, 1 wicket. That's standard Bumrah. I don't want him to give 50 runs every game. About 30, 35, 40 even. 10-15 run bacha liya to he'll help the team. If the difference is 7 runs today. If he would have given 10 runs less, they won the game.
Yeah, so fair.
A guy like Shivam, I think Don was saying this, right? A guy like Shivam Mavi can bowl better on this pitch. You expect more from Pat Cummins and Umesh Yadav.
No, his performances need to improve. I just feel that I'd stick with him. I give him a long rope. Maybe you get Sadi for somebody else, but I just stick with him. I don't know. I just back the player and then hope that he comes good.
I like the fact that they brought in Mavi. I think that they have been
Yeah.
chopping and changing with Mavi. They've tried Aman Khan. They've tried Rasik. With due respect to them, I think Mavi is your. He's your makeshift fifth bowler. It's pretty simple, and he gives you a couple overs with the bat as well. A couple runs with the bat as well. It's a pretty simple one.
Don, we'll quickly get to the preview, but I'm going to give you 30 seconds now. I have the timer. You have to tell me what your thoughts on Shreyas Iyer's innings was. You have 30 seconds starting from now.
No short balls. That's it.
You have 30 seconds.
No,
but don't you have to talk about his reaction as well.
Oh yeah, okay. So quickly, I feel like he batted very well. But on a pitch like this, you expect a Shreyas Iyer to perform the way he did. But I was surprised that they didn't bowl any short balls to him. And what the hell was that? That he got into Venkatesh Iyer's head. Next ball, Venkatesh Iyer gets out. That's not the way you should do it. That's not right at all. I think that if you're going to give a lot of stick to Hardik Pandya to do that, I don't agree with that. But I'm saying if you're going to give Hardik Pandya a stick, you have to give Shreyas Iyer stick too. So I feel like that's not right. And very good performance. I think he batted very well. But first, he should have. I'm just critical of Shreyas Iyer. I think he won't like me. But I'm just critical of him because he should have finished the game. And I think more short balls should have been bowled at him.
Like Punter was saying that the short balls were bowling a bit wide, they weren't.
He was moving back and using.
Not everybody has a Umran Malik in their team, or
But I honestly think that they have the pace today. We saw Pat bowl good pace. Mavi had the for 147, which is pretty spicy, So I think that they just got their lengths a little bit wrong with him. But I think that is the one thing that teams will start peppering him with. Then they have to he has to start figuring out what he wants to do with that really quickly.
Yeah, 100%. And for Cummins, I was also just looking at, he came like number 4. I want to see him open the bowling, maybe get bowler in the power play.
Good shot.
And then see, maybe that can change things. But yeah, let's move on to tomorrow's game. Lucknow versus Bangalore, both informed teams actually. Both teams very good on paper. I felt Lucknow's team, I've always talked about it as a really good team. Even if they lose games, I'm like, this team is good. Whereas Gujarat, we always say that they have holes in their team and they're still winning. With Lucknow, they do lose games, but overall, KL Rahul also getting into form, which is big news. They have a lot of utility players, bowlers who can bat, batsmen who can bowl, and they're up against RCB, who have one of the best finishers in the world right now in Chahal Hat-Trick. So, Don, how are you looking at this game?
I mean, this is going to be actually a very, very good encounter. I think that both teams, like you said, in good form. And then the team that wins will make that second position. There's just under Gujarat unless they win with a good margin. But both the teams are at 8 points. So one person's going to make the double digits. One team's going to make the double digits after the game tomorrow. It's going to be a good encounter. Like you said, the team is working for LSG and the players, individual players are working for RCB as well. So it's going to be a good battle. I'm starting to get a little bit worried about RCB bowling. This has been 15 years coming. Every time we talk about RCB bowling being a worry, Siraj has not shown up. I think Siraj is going for a lot of runs. They have a problem with that. I guess Harshal came back, but Harshal just, he slightly took him a little time to get it. He seemed just a tad bit rusty. You can't really blame him. Poor guy has gone through a lot personally, so I think it's unfair. But Josh Hazelwood is doing okay, but Hasaranga is also getting hit a little bit. So there's that little bit of problem in their bowling. They are going for those extra runs. They have to be able to curb those runs a little bit too. But their batting is pretty sublime, so it's not a big problem. But it's just something that, as the tournament goes on, this could be a little bit of a problem because Siraj is apparently his economy in the last 5 overs is 16 runs or something like that, which is unforgivable. Like, if you are their retained mainstay bowler, you have to be a little bit better in terms of your ability with that. But I think it's just a matter of with Siraj, he has a talent. He just hasn't shown up a little bit. I think he can turn that around really quickly. He's a very, very good bowler, so hopefully he can turn that around quickly. Just a little bit worried about Bangalore's bowling, but I think overall will be a good encounter for sure.
Yeah, and Punter, you talked about bowling. RCB's middle order batting has been solid, but top order has been an issue. So that's also another thing that Lucknow will look to exploit. The likes of Avesh Khan coming in and then maybe bring in Ravi Bishnoi in the power play just to test the likes of Kohli and Faf. But how do you see that? Is it working in RCB's favor that they're getting out early and then the middle order gets more time, the people in form coming and smashing it? And if they do click the top order, then this team becomes even more formidable.
Absolutely. I only feel like it's not that Virat has been unlucky twice, getting those
Yeah,
direct hit
runouts.
runouts. So I think he's not performing bad. I'm
But that,
sure
that could be leading, like
that
that's,
could be. Yeah,
it's like
I
adding up. Everything is adding up. The
absolutely. It
pressure,
is. It is
like,
adding up, and it's the pressure is going on the middle order because the top order is not performing. But that's what I'm saying. It's not that they're not performing; they're getting unlucky. I feel it's just that one or two chances, or maybe like not even give a chance, like not get a run out by Virat Kohli. I'm sure now it is running in the back of his mind that come on, I'm not going to throw my wicket on a run out again. I'm not going to get a direct hit again. So hopefully, he does not take that stupid singles. And for Faf, I feel you know Rawat is not giving the right start for him. He needs someone to give the right start so that Faf can take those extra 5 balls and then he can play his natural game. We saw him in the first game; he performed outstandingly. So I hope he takes that extra 5 balls and performs for RCB.
Yeah, I
And we
think
have equal like to like. We have QDK, we have Faf, we have KL Rahul, we have Virat, we have Stoinis, we have Maxwell, we have Avesh Khan, we have Harshad Patel. So it's like it's a very balanced team fighting against each other, and all of these main players need to perform. We have Holder, we have Hasaranga. These key positions also managed. Shabazz and Badoni, those two youngsters, amazing. DK can cover up Puda as well.
yeah. Yeah, I think a good shout. I think we're very, very well, like for like
Absolutely.
analysis.
comparisons is Punter hitting it out of the park with his analysis as usual. A good point, but Punter made a good point. Anuj Rawat giving not giving Faf the stability that he requires. If you remember last season, Faf was so good because Rituraj was taking that onus of just going berserk in the first few overs, and Faf would take his time and then go crazy. So I think Anuj Rawat is a little bit of a problem. They have a Mahipal Lom role. I think your cousin Musti was talking about him coming in. It has been 6 games now. Gave a game to maybe 2 more, but I think if he's coming with a lot of expectations. Though Anuj Rawat has had a fantastic domestic season, so it's a little surprising that he's maybe the pressure of the big game is getting to him a little bit. But I think there has to be a time when you have to start thinking that there is an option available in the bench and consider that option.
Yeah, my take on it is that, like, I agree that when the other guy is going, it really helps you. But at the same time, it's also an individual thing, because if you look at Sunrisers, we always refer to Sunrisers, but if you look at them, Abhishek Sharma is giving them stars, but Williamson has still not hit the patch, right? He's still not. So you can't really blame Abhishek Sharma for Williamson's thing. So, like, I understand, like, if the other guy is going, it gives the other guy freedom. But maybe for Faf, like, he's experienced enough, maybe he can play
Aggressor.
the aggressor role. Maybe he can, and even if they are anchoring, they can both anchor for a few overs and they can change it up. They can bring some Maxwell one down, so they have options. It's just that I feel that it's more of a form kind of thing, timing and everything like that.
Yeah.
Because Five did get dropped in that match also, where he made that 80, 90. You give him a chance, he'll smash you. But maybe it's just more of a form thing. And once he gets that form, I think you watch him, whoever he's opening with, he'll smash it.
I agree.
I actually agree with your point with SRH. Now I feel RCB should also take the SRH way of not throwing the wickets in the first 2-3 overs and then go for the power.
Because you have the power, right? You have
the power.
They have more power than.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But DK, I think right now DK is probably the only finisher that everyone wants to talk about. What an innings! I really hope he makes a T20 World Cup. I really hope it's going to be tricky, but I really hope he does.
I think he will. But everyone wants to talk about DK except for me. I want to talk about Markram, the finisher, man. What a guy!
Who? Markram. I mean, of course, as a Sunriser fan, we have Markram Anna. They're calling him Markram Anna now, I believe.
Dinesh Karthik hitting reverse sweeps, this, that. Like, I can't believe it, man. But now that Nidas Trophy has changed his life, man. He's smashing it.
Actually, it's been a while since that's happened. I feel like he should have gotten a little bit more of a stake in the Indian team since that, but unfortunate things happen.
He did, Don. He went to the World Cup in 2019 after that.
Yeah. 50 over, 20 over difference, boss.
But yeah, I think that wraps it up. Any last thoughts? Any your players to watch out for tomorrow, and anything you want to conclude in?
No, RCB is going to miss Chahal tomorrow.
Player to watch, not player not to watch.
I think a player to watch. I really want to see Virat Kohli, man. I can't. I've had enough of calling him on down the track. I think he's gonna come and question down the tracks, calling him out all the time like this. Like, please, Virat, I want you to score runs. I
I
don't
think
want anything else.
consistently since the last summer, the India-England
I've
series.
literally been saying only Virat's name. Whenever Virat's playing, I'm only saying Virat's name.
Yeah, the 100 is coming. If you look at our videos, we are done like, yeah, the 100 is coming tomorrow. Yeah, the 100 is coming tomorrow.
भाई 50 दे दे भाई फिर 100 देखेंगे बाद में.
Yeah,
But-
Partner?
I really like Stoinis, the way he's come back with a very positive mindset, even Maxwell for RCB. So those two would be like key performers for me for tomorrow's game.
Good shout, man. Very good options. I was thinking, who should I pick? You guys pick all the players, but I don't know. Let's go Deepak Huda and Kunal Pandya partnership. Oh, Lord, I was thinking, but yeah, good shout. Yeah, I think
Before we end, I have one question for both of you. I have
one same question or one different question.
one question, just one
Yeah.
question. So four innings. I'm giving you four unbelievable innings. One is Pat Cummins against Mumbai. One is DK finishing that game. One is Rashid Khan yesterday, and one is Umran Malik's spell.
But you have to give me back.
No, I'm saying which was the most standout thing for you.
Oh man, as a Sunriser fan, I always will pick Umran Malik. But if I have to be realistic, I just feel like Paddy Cummins. I don't know, man. That innings, it just blew my mind. So
for me, Rashid Khan now because
For
we
me,
didn't,
Rashid
have,
Khan
we didn't
too.
have batting, man. We didn't have batting.
थप्पड़ा मार रहा था.
Where he was a samurai sword in his
I
hand.
mean, the thing is, the Pat Cummins one, I think it's insane. Like what he did, 15 deliveries, like that was amazing to watch, outstanding, right? And he finished our game so quickly. But Rashid Khan, like Gujarat were done in that game.
Yeah. But I think KKR was also done. Who expected them to finish that the way they did? That's my thing. I mean,
It's a tough one. Like because they're both, bowling all-rounders with bowlers. Let's say, I mean, they call themselves all-rounders, but more of bowlers. So it's a tough one. But I just feel Gujarat they didn't have options or anything. You still had, Russell hit a few sixes before that. You still over here they were what, man, like 40. There's only Miller and Rashid and the shots.
I still feel Paddy Cummins is.
Yeah, it's a close call. I just go Rashid.
For me personally, maybe I have that eternal bias in my head towards Rashid now because he left Sunrisers. So maybe that's playing a part in it.
That for Sunrisers, there would have been no doubt.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There was no doubt. Yeah. But I honestly,
I'm not ruling out Pat Cummins, man. That was an unbelievable innings as well.
Unheard of kind of an innings.
And Punter chose Rashid Khan because Pat Cummins hit it against Mumbai. So
No. Because I have never seen someone bat like that. He was actually holding the bat as a samurai stick. And, like at the end, he was just placing the sword the way he wants to hit the ball. So
But the thing is, with the Rashid innings, also it was that one over he smashed it. In the beginning he started off a bit slow actually. With Pat Cummins, he middled every single ball, clean hitting.
He was middling it well.
And that pitch was hard also. That pitch was tougher, I think.
Yeah, Bichara, he got 35 runs of that guy. Uska career khatam kar diya bechare ka. Daniel Sands. Yeah, poor guy. He got so much abuse in Twitter and stuff also after that.
Being Australian, he didn't take care of his mate,
But yeah, I mean, tough call, but
Josh Butler's century against Mumbai or Josh Butler's century today?
Ooh, today because today's bowling lineup was better.
Mumbai doesn't have a bowling attack, bro. Today. But yeah, I think that wraps up. We hope to see Arjun Tendulkar playing in the next Mumbai game. That's all we can say. Until then, let's enjoy the games. Don, Punter, thank you so much for joining me. It's a very good discussion. Thanks for the questions as well. Punter, there were some tough questions there, but it was nice to discuss. And
today's analysis hit out of the park by Punter. That's for sure.
He smashed it, especially for
for like comparison.
Make sure you rewind and watch Punter's analysis, the comparisons of both the RCB and the Lucknow team. It was very good to hear. And we'll catch you after the game tomorrow, hopefully.
Let's go.
Yeah, take care, guys. Have a good night, man.
Take care.